Welcome back, live from Los Angeles. We're honored to have Sarah Gordy, who is a body, mind, soul coach. And look at this gorgeous outfit. Are you kidding me?
So
pretty.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always nice to be here.
It's so nice to see you. You have your own show here, Success Beyond Beauty, that you co-host with Terry here at Focus TV Studios. It's so fun, though, to see you in this spot where we get to ask you questions.
I'm excited. I know, right? And I was like, oh my God, is this dress like too much? Like, is it too red? Is it like, and I was thinking about it. It's so interesting that we do or don't do things because we're like scared of judgment or, we don't want to hurt other people's feelings and we base our decisions on that. So this morning I got a very strong feeling. I was like, no, you know what? I'm going to wear this and I'm going to own it.
Yes, be unapologetic about this dress because it looks incredible
Thank you.
on you. You have such an interesting journey. You're originally from Germany.
Yeah, that's
What
right.
brought you here to California?
My dreams, honestly. I was in a position, I went to law school, I quit, I didn't like it, I didn't know what I was going to do, what I wanted to do, I didn't know what my passion was, so many questions. But there was one thing that I knew, and that was that I wanted to move to LA. And I didn't even know why, I didn't know what I was going to do there, but I had this very strong feeling in my heart that I had to make it happen. And this is where it all started.
Wow. It's so powerful. It's so interesting you say that because that resonates with me. I remember being completely confused about what I wanted to do with my career. I had no idea, really no idea. But the one thing I knew for sure was I wanted to be in sunshine. And I knew I wanted to be in Florida. So I remember saying, well, if I don't act on the one piece of information I have, maybe I won't be given any more information.
Exactly.
Who knows?
Exactly. And yeah, that has been so powerful for me, and I'm sure for you too, because we always get so caught up in oh, I don't know how, I don't know, this, the mind, always wants to figure it out, but we don't know, we don't need to know. It's just that, okay, we have this one piece of information, we take one step at a time, and everything else will just unfold.
So when you moved to Los Angeles, is that what happened? Did everything unfold?
Yeah, pretty much. And, even if I had a plan, everything, it's so funny, you really don't need a plan because everything just happened and I could have never even expected that. I came here, I literally had 3 suitcases and 1 dog and 1 dream and nothing else. Now I have a daughter, I have 4 dogs, I have 2 bunnies, I have a husband, I have a house, so everything worked out perfectly. And that was just because I followed my heart.
But there was certainly, obviously, there has to be challenges. It all works out perfectly.
Absolutely.
But what was the biggest challenge for you in that pursuit?
For me, it was actually a roller coaster. So looking back, it's wow, I achieved all of these things, but it wasn't easy. I got pregnant unexpectedly, and I was like, oh my God, I'm just trying to figure out my own life. How on earth am I going to be able to take care of another human being? At that time, my dad also passed away, and I couldn't leave the country because of visa restrictions, and I got very sick. I had preeclampsia, which is a very serious pregnancy condition. So there was a lot that was going on, but I had this feeling, this clarity and this certainty that I was on the right path, and that helped me to push through everything, all the challenges, all the obstacles.
What helped most when you're in that dark period? Is there anything specific or somebody specific?
It's just that inner knowing that I was doing the right thing for the first time in my life.
Yeah.
I remember being in law school, and I really did not like it. And all the other people around me, most of them didn't like it either, but they were able to push through it. And I was like, wow, I admire them because they're so committed and so dedicated. What is wrong with me that I can't do it? But looking back, I understand that it was so brave of me to really just quit and follow my heart, because most of the other people, they're working as a lawyer now, and many of them are not really happy.
Law and medicine, the most depression.
Exactly.
One of the unhappiest professions.
Yeah.
And I love my lawyer friends and my doctor friends, and we need them very much.
Yes.
But it's a tough field.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just knew it wasn't the right thing for me,
So fascinating to me, that you sort of went through this period of time and then you had a real dark sort of night of the soul.
Yes.
And you still had this inner knowing. Where's that inner knowing come from? Was that just a family thing? Is it spiritual?
I think it was spiritual, even though I wasn't aware of that at that point. But it was really the beginning of my spiritual journey, if you will. And just by doing that and being in that energy without being aware of it, because sometimes you don't need to know, you attract like the right people that you need at that time into your life. Like for me, for example, it was my husband, who's a very spiritual person, and he taught me about all of these things. And he actually was the first person that asked me, what is your passion? And I didn't know what to say. And I felt so embarrassed. And I saw him, he was so passionate about his music and his work. And I was like, wow, I want that. How do I get that? And again, how?
Right.
So where did you start?
Well, moving to LA was the first thing, like the biggest one, and then just taking one step at a time, paying really close attention to the things that bring me joy. Like for me, I knew animals, for example, it's like the biggest one. That's why I have 4 dogs. Even though sometimes it can get overwhelming, but I created this. I wanted that. And really, again, tuning in, and this is so important. Find the things that light you up and do more of that. And also, it works the other way around. Things that suck your energy, that take your energy, that drain you. Just becoming aware of it, observe it from like a neutral standpoint without any judgments, and then doing less of that.
It's so fascinating to me because I think one of the, in my experience, one of the toughest experiences for me is just figuring out what I wanted to do professionally, like what my passion was, and also for my clients, it's like one of the hardest things to figure out.
Yeah.
And that I think is part of the problem, is that they want to figure it out instead of just trusting that if they do more of the things that light them up, they'll be led to it in a more organic, effortless fashion. It feels to me a little bit like maybe meditation was a part of it for you, or what was it that allowed you to quiet that mind so you could connect with what you most deeply felt was your passion?
Again, like the people around me really supporting me in that and telling me, wow, you just did that and that was amazing and you seem to really enjoy it. And I was like, yeah, wow, it's true. And for me as a coach, I didn't know that I wanted to become a coach. I actually started a blog where I just wrote about like personal development and all the other things that I had just learned about. I was very new to this. And then I realized, writing about it is great, but I want to work with people on a deeper level. Like I want to really transform their lives. I want to help them to get to that point and really become that, like get to that point where they're so clear that there's these doubts and the opinions of other people don't matter anymore. And only then I realized, maybe I should become a coach.
So in your bio, you talk about it. You talk about how with your German background and your spiritual work or coaching, that it actually kind of has set you apart, that you're able to bring some of that discipline in. Is that what you mean by that?
Yeah, absolutely. There's freedom and structure. I like to say that. I work with a lot of artists and creative people, and they don't want to believe that at first.
I don't like structure so much. Right? Yeah, true. That's why they're artists.
Yes, absolutely. But it's also about finding a structure or a system that works for you. It doesn't mean that you have to do whatever it is on your list at 9 a.m. every morning. Like you can still have some flexibility, but just like creating a structure that works for that individual, that's like the biggest thing. And then taking consistent action, but inspired action. So like not feeling overwhelmed by it and like, okay, I have to do this, but like, I get to do the things that I enjoy, and through this system, through this structure, I actually have more time to do the things that I love.
I love
So
that.
powerful.
So how can people find you and how do they work with you?
Yeah, so wingsofavisionary.com is my website, or Sarah Gordy Coaching on Instagram. And I work with people one-on-one. We also organize meetups. We have a great community here in LA where people can just come together and connect with like-minded women mainly. And you can find all the info on my website.
Right.
And they can watch your show.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Success Beyond Beauty with Terry and myself.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for coming in, and I know it's not easy as a mom to get ready so early, come looking like you're looking off the runway right here.
Yeah, my husband stepped up this morning.
Nice, nice. Well, you're such a beautiful woman inside and out, and we're just really honored to be with this family here at Focus TV. So thank you so much. Stay tuned, you guys. We're going to be right back, bringing everyone back on and having some more transformation conversations. Stay tuned.